Yeah, go on.
What?
I was going to put a hat on, but I don't know.
I'll get a hat if you want.
Yeah, good idea. What? Compose
You
yourself.
say you're always waiting on me.
I am. Compose yourself, isn't it?
Welcome to Meeple Mayhem. This is our channel all about board games,
and more board games.
In today's video we are continuing on with our top 50 games of all time.
Yep.
And we are doing our number 30 to 21.
Well done. She's been struggling with how that works out as 10.
We don't need to go into the details of my stupidness. Yeah.
Alright.
So...
Yeah, it's our third video. We've already done 50 to 31 now.
50 to 41 and then 40 to 31 and now this.
That works out the same.
Yeah, but we've done
We've done 2 other videos, yeah. So you can go and check them out. So far, your list has been horrific.
It has. And it doesn't get any better.
We're getting into the big numbers now though, so I'm expecting some...
Yes. As I was writing it from phone to paper just then, I was quite shocked with myself, and I don't know if I've made the right decision.
Well, here we go
but
again.
Here we go.
You going first?
Yeah.
I might just start off with a ridiculous...
So, my number 30.
Oh, we don't know each other's list as normal.
Yeah, as
we don't know each
normal,
other's, so this is all a shock to me, as usual.
My number 30 is Lunar Capital.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
it's above mine.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think you've got
You
my
really
pad,
said that?
so...
No, I've got my pad. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, I think it was higher. But mine was a little bit higher, I don't know. Lunar Capital is a game by Devere, who are good at making big games in small boxes.
Yeah.
It is a... how would you describe it? It's a puzzle game. So you're drafting cards, which are moon-based tiles, and then on them you get little chips that are associated with each card. And you're trying to build a moon base, and each sort of building has a different adjacency scoring thing. So
it's a little bit like set collection.
Yeah, it's a little bit because you're trying to collect.
You can collect like
the biggest
all of the
mass of one of them.
You
Yeah,
get better points.
But yeah, it's just a really cool puzzling game. It's really fun. There's another little mechanic with the cards you pick up also have numbers, and you have to put them in numerical order. So you try not to leave massive gaps because you can only go up to a certain. I think 10 is the highest number, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a really fun puzzler. That really thinky, very Calico-esque, where you're just sort of like a brain burner, but really simple to play. It's literally pick a card, like lay your cards on tiles, and that's it. There's a few other little bits, but no, super fun game. Really cool, sort of 1950s American advertisement artwork. Like it's really cool.
And it's like it's like Welcome to with the. It's nothing like Welcome to, but like with the house, but like where you put your house numbers down, and obviously you have to be
in order. There has to be a certain
and you can't put lower under the pile. You have to do that with the tiles, so it's like debating on how big of a gap you should leave between each numbers.
In case you don't get it. And
So
okay, fair
in
enough.
that aspect, it
and that was your number 30.
Yeah, that's my number 30.
My number 30 is Daimyo, Rebirth of the Empire. This was somewhere ridiculously low on your list. I can't remember where, but it was somewhere stupid. Daimyo's an awesome game. It's got sort of an area control element. It's got a bit of sort of worker placement element. You've got a load of upgrades on your board. It's set in this really cool Japanese theme. Basically, you're sort of collecting resources to collect. There's like relics which give you victory points. Then there's other tiles you can unlock on your board that give you victory points, and you can play cards down. There's like loads of mini mechanics going on. Loads
of different ways to score points. So you can also gain the most control on an area, which will get you further up the track.
The main whole map is like split into 5 islands, and you're sort of like yo-yoing up and down trying to take control by adding people in, and you can eliminate other people, assassinate people from it to gain stuff. And we mentioned before, this has one of the best 2-player, like 3rd player implementations. So when we play 2-player, you add an extra player, and it's got one of the best, one of the smoothest ones where you get to use some of the dice that you draft at the start of the game. You get to use some of them against other people as the computer sort of player. And yeah, just really good game, solid game.
Yeah, it's
really
good game.
We played this at 2 and 4, and it's amazing at both.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it both. I didn't feel much difference between 4 and 2.
No.
Like we lost anything.
No.
But no,
Definitely.
really, really good.
Good game, yeah.
That was my number 30.
Okay, so my number 29 is Imperial Steam.
Wow. Okay.
Why is that shock you?
That's a shock because we only sort of played it once. I didn't know if you'd liked it or not.
We played it once. I did like it.
I loved it. It's amazing, but I didn't know if you'd liked it.
I don't really remember it now.
Jesus Christ.
I do remember it, but not that well. But I remember liking it.
It was
When I
good.
put it in my list,
It was
I
heavy.
did enjoy
It's going to take another few plays for to get it.
Yeah.
It was heavy. It was one of those games that even when I finished, I was like, that was heavy.
Yeah, but I think when we played it, it was like a bit
Yeah.
late.
Imperial Steam is basically you're in like a night. Is it 1770? What does it say on there? 1970s, 80s railroad in Austria. Underneath the words.
1839.
1839 Austrian steam rail.
Really small. I can't.
It's tiny, yeah. Austrian steam. Basically, you play on a steam. You've got like a big board, like a big map of stations all around Austria and other countries, and you're basically just trying to. It's an action selection. There's 11 actions out, and you pick an action. It's sort of a little bit worker placement because you're moving your workers around, but not so much on actual actions. I suppose you're putting your hand on actions, aren't you? That little hand is your like, action thing. And you're actually trying to build a railway across Austria and sort of sell stuff. You're trying to build factories and sell stuff. And there's a really cool investment part of the board where you can sort of like get money from investors, but you've got to give 10% of your score to them at the end.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a hard sort of balance. So I take the 10% investment, take the money now because I need it, but I lose 10% of my score. And the more investors you take, you lose 10% each time.
Yeah.
Because I think when we played, I ended up losing 30%.
Yeah, I didn't use any of the investors.
No, and I lost
did.
30%.
Yeah.
Bad money management. But there's also a really cool mechanic with the... so you can pick up contracts to do certain things and build certain factories and stuff. But if you don't complete... If no one completes the railway track from the top to the bottom, then the contracts are void.
Yeah.
So you can get these contracts and they're worth a ton of points. Because I got one and I did it, but I should have picked up more. But yeah, it's quite a hard race to get there. It's not like it's easy to get there.
No, it is hard because I didn't get any because I just knew that there was no way that
so
I was going to get.
I got there, but even then, that's a really cool thing. So you can get these really high scoring, and they can mean nothing if you don't focus on that.
Yeah.
You did really well at making your. So basically, when you build warehouses, you can then keep stock, and there's certain rail stations on the board where you can sell your stuff off. That's sort of your main income and victory points. And you did that way better than me.
I connected mine quite well early on in the game.
It's a really heavy game, like really, really heavy. It's got variable setups. The whole board can change every single game. It's got nice components. Theme-wise, it's a bit dry. It's an 1839 railroad.
Based on Austria.
Yeah, we know it was Austria.
It's based on Austria, so I wouldn't say that it's dry.
But yeah, super, super cool game. Oh, well, I can't wait to play it more. We played it once, and I loved it, but it's not on my list.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Because we only played it once, so I sort of just...
Yeah, but I liked it and I knew that I would like it more the more I played, so I stuck it in at 29.
Well, there you go, 29. That's a good one. I'm surprised about that. 29 for me is Wingspan.
Okay.
It's rocked, yeah?
No.
This cat.
I'm not shocked because he likes to get on the camera.
We've had Wingspan for a long time now, and it's one of those games I always love. It's always super tight. I really like that when a game is sort of like... You have 7 turns or whatever Wingspan.
Every turn matters.
Yeah, every turn matters. You need to sort of do the best. You have to make the best of your move. Any lost turns and it shows in your score. And I found Wingspan like that. The theme's cool. We've got the expansions we haven't tried yet, but I think it's a pretty popular game. Everyone sort of knows Wingspan.
It's always one that we get out to, like when we have people come around. We're like, oh, this would be an easy teach.
Yeah, it's relatively easy to teach. And yeah, I don't know what sort of game it is. A set collection, I suppose. You're sort of drafting birds, and you get certain actions a turn, and you can...
I wouldn't say a set collection.
No?
What's set collectioning? You've got different birds that do different things. It's not that you're collecting sets. You're just...
Yeah, but you are, because sometimes you've got to get all of the water birds to score. Because each round has a different victory point scoring, a different sort of thing, a goal to go towards, and it'll be like, have the most water in the water area, or have the most birds with certain eggs on them.
Yeah, that part of it.
Draw attention, mate, sorry.
That part of it is...
Yeah.
I guess a bit...
But Wingspan was my number 29.
Okay, my number 28 is Viticulture.
Okay.
Which is a worker placement game.
Yeah.
Based on making...
And that was my game.
Make wines and stuff.
Yeah, that was my game. It's a worker placement game, simple worker placement game, but what Viticulture has is this awesome seasons bit that I love. My favourite bit about it is you get your workers and you've got 3 seasons or 4 seasons.
3, isn't it?
But you don't get your workers back after each season, so you have to sort of balance what workers you're going to place, because each season does a different thing, and so the start will be more about gaining wine plants and planting them, and then it'll be about other bits, and then it'll be making the one, so you've got to sort of balance it all over. And also you get to choose your turn order each time, and each one gives you a different bonus. Really, really solid worker placement. I really like it. I really love Viticulture. We don't play it enough.
We haven't played it for ages. We've always played it with the Tuscany.
We only play it with Tuscany expansion now, which makes it a lot better. But yeah, that's a really good one. Good worker placement. Solid worker placement.
I really enjoy that game.
And a cool little theme. It works well.
It took me a while, I think. It took me a while to actually enjoy it, but now I do.
You didn't love it straight away.
No.
But no, love Viticulture. That was in my top 10 last year.
Yeah.
It was like in my top 50 this year, like nearly at bottom.
Yeah.
It was good though.
It is good.
Right, my number 28. I think my number 28 will be a shock to you. My number 28 is Love Letter.
Oh. I'm surprised that they even made it in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We play Love Letter like daily.
I know, but it didn't make it in mine.
What?
I forgot about all the small games, really.
Well, Love Letter was one of the first games we ever got. Our kids, we play this with our kids, we take this everywhere with us. This has literally been around Europe with us. It's been to festivals. I've played this in queues while waiting for stuff at like an action festival. It's an awesome game. It's as simple as pick a card up, play a card. It's as simple as that. Each card has its own little power. You're trying to knock each other out or have the highest card at the end. It's as simple as that. We've got 2 versions of it. We've got the Princess version and the base version. It comes in a cool little bag. And it's as simple as it's just a simple card game now.
Yeah,
it's
really fun.
I always have fun with it. Every time I play it, I never sit and think I don't want to play that.
No,
I really enjoy it. That's why it's in there.
Yeah, in the summer it was just we played it all the time.
All the time.
We went everywhere.
Like 8 times a day. We just have because it's just you have one round,
Yeah.
a quick one. Like it never thingy. But yeah, brilliant game, amazing game.
Yeah, really good.
So that was my number 28.
My number 27 is Sleeping Gods.
Wow.
This one's shocking you. This
is shocking me.
Every single one. You're
it's
like,
all
what?
shocking me. Yeah, this is shocking.
So we got Jason got me Sleeping Gods for my birthday.
Yeah.
Was it birthday or anniversary?
We don't usually do campaign games or co-op games because we like to defeat each other.
Yeah, but we played the Initiative.
And we loved.
That was a campaign. We really loved that.
And then we played Dark Tower. And we loved.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I would love to get a proper big story game because Dark Tower, although it's co-op, it's not really like a big story. So I heard really good things about Sleeping Gods, so we got Sleeping Gods, and we've only played it a couple of times, but it's amazing. We just need to sit down and play it a bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a big, massive campaign game. You get a big map book, and you get a little boat board, and there's like a little board game element with the boat where you're picking actions, almost like a worker placement-y thing. And then there's like a little battle mechanic when you fight different things, and you're sort of exploring caves and trying to work out where to go on a map, and it's really, really cool. Components are lovely.
I really enjoyed, like, when we played it, I really got into the story mode of the game.
Yeah,
and
same.
I do really enjoy, like, even with the Exit Advent now, we're following the
we're
story,
loving
and I do
that,
really enjoy that like them type of games, and we don't have many of them.
No.
So it's definitely, like, if anyone has any recommendations for
like
story-based
campaign
games, like, then do let us know in the comments, because they're definitely... I do find myself like I get really engrossed in the story and I want to know what's happening and
same.
I
found out with Sleeping Gods. It was really,
that's
really
why
cool.
that's why Sleeping Gods has made it this high in my list, because I just get really engrossed in it and I can see that I just sit there and I want to play it for hours because I want to get more in.
It's one of those games. Just like we did it with Initiative. It was always like it was getting late and you were like, just one more bit, one more little bit. Yeah, and it's good like that.
Yeah,
good. And that was your what?
That was my 27.
My 27 is Meadow.
Okay.
Which was low on your list somewhere. I can't remember.
That was.
Disgracefully low. This is another one of those games where I could just sort of get out and I'm happy to play that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's just a fun set collection game. It's just really fun. The artwork's cool. But just the game itself, it's just like it's got that little puzzle element. I think I do like puzzly games like that.
Yeah.
It has that little sort of puzzle element in it where you're just trying to sort of match stuff and then... But the good thing about Meadow is when you match stuff and you put it down, like the new card, you have to layer over another card, so you're losing one of the icons that you need for matching other tokens. So you're sort of trying to balance that.
You're trying to like plan a couple of turns
Yeah,
ahead.
you're
So
always
you know,
thinking
like, get
ahead.
a few of these cards down. You don't want to block yourself up for another card that you can place because. By
and then the board where you actually pick up cards from is cool because you have these little like little like knocks inserts where you can put your little thing in.
Yeah.
And people can block them up, so there's a little bit of take that in it, not much, but you can people can block you, and you're like, oh, I need to wait another turn.
Yeah, but it's not like you're more because you're so focused on your own meadow and cards you need. If you do block someone, it's not usually by purpose.
And they're not usually watching someone else to try and do it,
you're
but
not
you can do it by accident.
What they need. Yeah. So
you can do it by accident. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my number 27.
Okay, my number 26 is Return to Dark Tower.
26, yeah?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
That's quite low, really.
What do you mean quite low?
It's quite low.
Like it's not high enough?
No. That's not high enough.
There it is.
Explain yourself.
Well, Return to Dark Tower, we played it, once, twice, and really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it because the whole theming of it sort of...
No, this was a funny one. We had this in shrink wrap for like 6 months. It sat on the shelf and it nearly got sold. And we said to ourselves, we'll play it once and then we'll just sell it if we don't like it. Because we were just sort of never thought we'd really like campaign games. And this was an app-driven game as well. And we were not really
into
a fan of bringing apps into board gaming. But it was excellent. It was unbelievably good. Like one of our best gaming experiences ever. It was so fun. The app works so fluidly and works so well.
Oh, it's going to attack.
The cat's on the camera. It works so well with just it doesn't interfere in the game. You don't feel like you're playing an app. You feel like you're playing a board game, and the app just smoothly sort of integrates story and everything like that.
Sorry, he was proper gonna attack. He was gonna attack.
Yeah, it just integrates really, really well. I never felt like the app got in the way. It just had sort of atmospheres, like a little cool music, and it sort of tells you your next missions and sort of keeps you up to date on where you're going. And then the tower is just so cool. Like it all runs on this skull. So every time you finish your turn, you put a skull in the top, and the tower will twist and turn and choose when to put the skulls out into different areas. And if you have too many skulls in an area, you lose buildings, which give you more actions. And just the whole thing is a really, really cool. It just works so well, and I've played this with my friends, and they've never really played board games before, and they fell in love with this. They're all big video gamers, and they fell in love with it, and it's such a perfect sort of integration of that, I think.
Yeah, I think the app, like, it just gives you like more. It gets themed more. Like, you're more engrossed.
Massively,
you feel more like in the zone of the game. And,
because even I was unsure you'd even like this because it's very Dungeons and Dragons fantasy. Yeah. I didn't know if you'd like it, and it was very video gamey, but you loved it, and it was amazing.
Yeah, did really enjoy it. It's hard game.
It was nails. It was nails. Absolutely nails.
It's not an easy game, but it's good.
My number 26 is Dinner in Paris. Again, this was horrifically low on your list.
It was.
Disgustingly.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, Dinner in Paris is good. It's one of my favourite sort of mid to lightweight games. You're basically in a square in Paris and you're trying to open restaurants, and your like seating area, you're trying to sort of, there's like a bit of a puzzly area control bit on that sort of thing. You're completing sort of tasks, and there's a little bit of take that. There's some cards we can get each other with. It's just really fun.
You can build your like outdoor seating on top of other players.
Yeah, you can to take other stuff,
so
and
as you're building more and more restaurants, you sort of start getting in each other's way.
Yeah, each other's way. But it's just a really fun game. It's like that sort of ticket to ridey sort of element where you're trying to collect a certain amount of things before you can lay something.
Yeah.
You're trying to spend coins to then you can lay your stuff out, and there's all your board. The more your board unlocks, the more victory points you earn. And just a really fun game, and like the components are cool. It does really feel like a Parisian little dinner thing. You get these little buildings, and the square is really cool, and I really enjoy it. Really enjoy it.
And you're collecting like ingredient cards in order to build
certain restaurants, different restaurants, and bigger restaurants. But the bigger the restaurant, the more expensive their seating area costs, which costs more points. But then they give you more victory points, so it's sort of a good little balance.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
Really good game, yeah, really good game. Underrated. I don't hear many people talk about it.
No,
it's a really good game.
No. We first got introduced to that at our board game camp. We went there on a date night, and they said, "Oh, have you played this before?"
Yeah,
we
try
said
it
no,
out.
and we really enjoyed that. Yeah,
loved it.
Okay, and that was your number 26.
26.
So my number 25.
Why are you laughing?
Hard.
Why are you laughing already? What is there?
I feel like I've made a mistake here.
I can imagine you have.
Yeah, my number 25 is Castles of Burgundy.
Castles of Burgundy?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I feel like that's wrong.
Feels like it's wrong. Is that one of your top 3 games?
But it's not, because it's not in my top 3.
20 what? 25.
25.
Castle of Burgundy.
Yeah. I feel like it's in the wrong place.
Oh.
It's too late to change it.
Well, Castle of Burgundy is literally one of Charlotte's favourite games.
It is.
So God knows what it's doing at 25.
Because I
Are you drunk when you've done this list?
No, I don't drink.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You're not secretly taking out some cough medicine or something?
No.
Well, Castle of Burgundy, again, sat on our shelf for ages because
I didn't like the theme.
you didn't like the theme, you thought it looked like junk.
Every day he would be like, do you want to play this? And he'd show me the box and I was like, no, not really.
And we played it and it was literally a hit, and I think it's one of our most played games, like larger games. Out of all our bigger games, it's one of our most played.
Yeah.
We've taken this to
definitely.
Portugal, we played this with your sister numerous times. It's an amazing game. It's like a dice, you're like drafting, well, you don't even draft dice, just dice get put out and you're sort of...
Dice?
Yeah, you both roll your dice.
You roll your dice?
Yeah. Then there's dice get put on the board as well.
And then, on the board.
That's
You pick the number.
How many times have we played that game?
Yeah,
I
because
can't
it's not,
remember.
they're numbered 1, 2, and then you, wherever
There's
you can
fake
use
dice
your
on
dice.
the board.
You can use
Yeah,
your
to
dice
go
to
to
pick
certain
up
things. Yeah, to
from
pick up.
what
You're trying to
area.
build your own kingdom sort of thing out, and you're trying to match tiles. Again, a puzzler, like a little puzzly game.
Yeah.
You're trying to use your dice, and you can sort of manipulate them with your little workers, and
Once you complete like the areas of board,
you get
a
point,
special card.
but the sooner you complete the area, the more points you get, depending on what round you're on.
And if you're the first to complete like your whole board
You
of
get an
that
extra
one
bonus
particular
thing.
tile, then you get an extra bonus point card, which gives you more.
Yeah,
victory points
really,
at the
really,
end.
really good game. We've backed the Kickstarter, the new version, and that got the elite super version with all like the thick tiles.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
in like the blue box, isn't
The
it?
blue
That
box,
looks nice.
looks nice. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've backed that. It looks really, really cool. But yeah, an amazing game, Castle Burgundy. I think it's quite well known. But yeah, we played it at 2 and 3, and I enjoyed it at both.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's only a 2-player game, but I enjoyed it with sister.
No,
it
I
wasn't
enjoyed
too
it at
bad.
3-player,
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't too bad. It was good.
Good.
I think my 25 is going to shock you.
Okay.
My number 25 is Abomination.
I'm shocked that that is so low.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought they'd be hot, like more towards the
It's
top.
hard.
Of
It
the
was
list.
so hard. My list is getting into the good ones. They're so hard.
Yeah, that's just.
So hard. It's a good one to get in there. Like you said, we've got over nearly 300 games, and to fit in there and it's a new game.
I know. That's why I understand my list, but you don't seem to grasp that with your list.
You
With
had
my
like
list.
Meadow and Castles of Burgundy at 25.
Yeah,
How is
but
that in your
don't
top
know
10? I don't
know
understand.
where it would fit.
In your top 10?
Because when I wrote this, I'm thinking about the games that I've been enjoying playing lately.
Yeah, but we've changed. Our taste has
And
changed.
that's where it fitted in right now. But then if I do my list again, like at a different time, it might be different. Well, it will be different.
Anyway, Abomination is at its heart a worker placement game. It has one of the craziest themes we've got. You're basically playing sort of like Frankenstein's apprentice or something. You're trying to sort of build body parts and reanimate like this Frankenstein. It's got sort of a little story element to it because there's bits in it where you can, at the start of each round, you pick a card out and you can make a choice.
Yeah.
And it'll give you different things depending on what you chose on, which is
Yeah.
quite a fun little addition,
You get
which we didn't even know about. I knew it was a worker placement game. I knew the theme. I didn't know it had that story element to
Yeah,
it.
because the cards give you a little like story based.
Yeah, and that chooses. Let's go to C3 if you want to read this, or D thing.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But basically, you're going around and you're getting different body parts from different parts of Paris. There's like, if you go from the morgue, they're sort of like, they're quite rotten. And it's all based on a rotten and fresh system. You get more victory points the fresher the parts are when you make the body. But every round they move down a track. And when you pick up from like the graveyard, they're level 1, they're rotten.
On their way
on their way out.
You get less points.
The morgue, they're like middle, and then you go hospital, they're quite fresh, and then you can go to like the hangman's like noose, and you can get fresh bodies.
Yeah.
And that's the most points. But yeah, it's just a really fun sort of game, and you're building this cool little Frankenstein's monster, and you have to then get electric and store that out before you can electrocute him, and then you have to animate him.
Yeah. And the because it all starts off at like bones.
Yeah,
bones.
you have to keep
skin.
going up. Yeah, so you flip it over to the next
It's very like gory. Like the pictures are all like of like corpses,
headless
and,
corpses and bullet wounds in the forehead, and like it's all quite bloody. It's definitely the most adult sort of rated game we have, little like with visual wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome
But it is
game.
a really
We
good
loved
game.
it, and like a really good different take on worker placement with the whole sort of track where everything's rotting and you're trying to make it fresher so you can make stuff.
Yeah, and it's like you could like, I really need like blood or something, but you're like, oh, do I wait and go to the hangman? But
stuff,
you don't always know when the hangman.
No, because he only comes out on certain things.
He only comes out in certain times, or you could go to like the graveyard and get one, but it may be like really bad, like low scoring.
Rubbish, yeah. And then you can go to, then you can also get an ice block and keep some of your organs on ice.
Yeah.
So you stop them from doing it, but then that melts every turn. So you're sort of trying to not waste a turn to get more ice. And when you sort of do, and it's a really, really good game. I haven't really heard much about it either.
No, I hadn't heard of it until you said about it. Yeah.
And for such a good worker placement, it's really good fun.
Yeah.
Something different as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
That was my 25.
Okay, my number 24 is Wingspan.
Okay, fair enough. I thought it'd be higher for you.
Well, you think my list would be all over the place?
Yeah, I think I could do a list better than you could, to be honest with you.
For me.
For you, yeah. You're drunk all the time.
No, I'm not. So,
Wingspan.
we really touched on Wingspan because it was
it's just a solid game. Really good game.
Yeah.
Theme's cool, always attracts people. But yeah, no, really, really tight game. We find it really tight, we like it. We've talked to loads of people.
Yeah, the bird facts on the cards are really cool.
Yeah, they're really fun.
They give you little facts.
And you can get some really cool combos in it.
The
I quite
dice,
like games.
roller holder's really cool too.
Yeah. The dice are annoying though. Whenever you really want one, it never comes out.
I'm horrific.
Yeah, rats.
Rolling them dice. I forget what I want.
Yeah, you can do some really good combos. I quite enjoy games where you can sort of set up combos, because when you set your cards up, they have like a little brown thing. So when you use that action, you then get to use all of them brown actions. Yeah, so it's quite cool to get some cool combos. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. We've touched on that. 24. That was 24, Wingspan.
That was my 24.
My 24 is Raiders of the North Sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another solid worker placement. Yeah. A cool Viking theme, but this one's got a cool sort of... You get a black, a white and a grey meeples in this one, and you need different meeples to take different actions, but the white and the grey don't come a little... You have to sort of build your way up to get stronger meeples,
so
basically.
You gain them when you raid one of the higher
like places, buildings, yeah. It's really cool. There's a cool Valkyrie mechanic, so like when your players... When you go to battle, if you lose any... If there's any of these black little Valkyrie tokens in when you plunder stuff, you lose them cards, but then they're also worth victory points, so... Yeah. It's not so bad dying, so you can even like sort of aim to get them victory points by killing off some people.
If you get to the top of the track, you get 15
points. It's quite a lot.
Points, so.
And even some of the actions, they require some of the higher meeples. So the board starts off in like a little village, and you can do certain actions. And then once you get the better meeples, the grey or the white, you can do better actions and do more stuff. And you can get victory points by selling off stuff to your chief. And we've got one of the expansions. We've got Hall of Heroes. That's really cool. That has this cool like beer mechanic which gives you a little bit of more strength and extra bits for battling. Really good game. We tried one of this guy's other games and we didn't really get on with it.
Was it Paladins?
No, that's meant to be good, that one. Not Architects. Viscounts of the West Kingdom, and you hated that.
Yeah, I didn't really get on with that one.
No.
But I did see, was it Architects I saw? I saw
it on really
Instagram.
Good, yeah.
Someone posted pictures of that game and it looked really cool. But no,
there's two more of that one we haven't tried.
Yeah,
and he's got a new one coming out. But if you want, that's like a good entry level worker placement, I would say. Yeah. Really good. Like if you want something a bit more, apart from Lords of Waterdeep, that would be my sort of next choice to teach someone. Yeah. But yeah, solid game.
And that was your number 24. My number 23 is Batoku.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just played this the other night again. We hadn't played it for a while. This game is awesome.
The artwork of it is really nice.
Yeah, that is Japanesey god stuff.
Yeah, lots of like different ways to score points and...
Which we love. We love a game when there's not sort of just one route. There's like... We could play two complete different games and sort of get scores that are similar or we beat each other, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really fun. Working out like which one is the best route to go down.
So this again is sort of like a cool... You're laying cards is the main mechanic, but then you're using dice and the numbers on the dice then let you do certain actions and then you can move them dice across again. But it's a really cool balance because every time you move the dice across the river to gain some of the other cards to play, like it's a bit of deck building, that dice gets lowered. So you're sort of trying to balance. You don't want to keep lowering all your dice to 1 because then you can't do any good actions. So you're trying to sort of... And you can buy little chips that let you manipulate your dice a bit. There's like a track where you can move your little monk thing and get victory points. There's a track on your own board you can move stuff. Just doing stuff on your own board unlocks like loads of victory points.
Making buildings and getting crystals that unlocks further scoring on your board.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Really good game. We played again the other day and it really brought it back to me.
Yeah, I think your board alone, if you unlock it, it gives you like 30 something.
Yeah, it's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. And even on the bottom of the board, you have like a little. You lay these things called Icarus rocks on. You can put them down, and then you can put more of your little people around it, and that times the score of certain cards. And there's just tons of scoring to do. And although it looks like there's a lot, it's quite a simple game. I found it like quick to learn, and it seems really complex. If you just sort of look at it, you're like, whoa, there's so many different ways to score. You look at it, you're like, whoa, the board is manic. But it's actually relatively simple. It's as simple as laying a card. That dice goes up. That's what you can do in your turn. You can lay a card. Then on your next turn, then you can use that dice, and it's as simple as that. It's not really like a.
There's not like.
It's more heavy strategy-wise.
The actions on the board aren't difficult to understand. It's all quite
as simple as buy something
described and stuff.
So it's like I wouldn't say it's not heavy rule-wise, but it's quite heavy strategy on like which is the best way to do stuff.
All the pictures are in the book, and it tells you what each
one
does, and you get your own little
starter booklet of everything,
which explains everything to you as well. So it is, it's not like hard to understand or anything. It's just a lot.
My 23 will shock you. That was your 23, yeah?
That's my number 23.
Everdell.
Okay.
So, this is an old one for us. I know it's not an old game, but for us it's one of our most played and old games we've had for a while.
It's sad that it's this low on the list.
Yeah?
Everdell was
going.
Like
it was our first love.
Right? Yeah, it was.
It was our first worker placement we really, really fell in love with. I think it was one of the first games that really got us into board gaming. Like it was really.
Yeah, so it was one of the first like adult board games we brought. After, because we got into it with the kids before we got into it with ourselves.
Yeah.
And it was only playing with the kids. We went into looked into it and thought, oh, there's loads of other games out there for
and
adults.
Everdell was one of the first that we fell in love with.
Yeah.
But we played to death. I think that's what it is. We play it to death so much now.
I think we don't play it so often now because you've got to the point where you know all the cards.
Yeah, and also our tastes have got well heavier now.
Yeah.
Like if I can choose a game and have the time, I'll choose something heavy.
Yeah.
Right. But then Everdell is probably, it still is one of my favourite light games.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be honest with you, if I think about my list now, it's probably the last light game on my list.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
If I could, off the top of my head, I think it's like the last light game on my list.
Yeah.
It's really good. Visually, it's amazing. The board's this big, huge board. You get like a big tree.
Yeah.
All the artwork and the even the components. The berries are just the best feeling berries I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
All of it's really cool. And basically, it's just a worker placement. You place the work to gain resources, to play cards into your. And you can build an engine, and you can build a town.
You're trying to get matching.
You're trying to match
the people into the buildings. So there's
the bank. If you lay the bank, then you can lay the banker. Who is, I can't remember.
I don't know.
But there's the farm, and you can put the two mouse in it.
There's like the post office and the postal pigeon.
Yes,
you can join
and then there's the
together.
farm, and there's the husband and wife.
The court and judge.
Yeah, there's the queen and the castle and stuff.
Yeah, and there's like...
And you're trying to match, mix and match. And it's just amazing. We love it. We played it not long ago, though.
We did play it.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. We were rubbish at it. We haven't played it for ages. We were rubbish.
We were rubbish.
Well, I think the last time we played before this was when we had been playing it a lot. And we were in like over 100s.
Yeah.
And I think we played it last week and we were like 40.
I think that time when we played it last time, just none of the cards were coming out that I needed.
Rubbish.
I don't know what was going on with the deck.
We played with one expansion, Spire Crest, and that was fun. That had like a cool little other board, went mechanic. Obviously there's tons of stuff just came out. Seasons that you can't do certain things, which added like a little dynamic.
We did have the Pearlbrook one, but it was French, so we had to send that back.
Yeah.
We do want to get the
whole big massive box.
The big new collection box thing, so we haven't got that though.
Everdell.
Yeah. Okay, my number 22 is the Isle of Cats.
Okay, wow.
This
was number 49.
Yeah,
I think of mine.
It's really low in your list.
This
Isle
was
of Cats
49 on my list, yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. It's like a polyomino.
It's just a polyomino game.
Yeah, like
you're trying to rescue these cats, and you've got this boat, and you're just trying to lay out these cats in the bigger colour sets you get of like if you get the most red cats together, you get points for times in that. But you're also trying to get points by covering up your board.
Yeah.
You get special bonuses by covering up there's like these little symbols on the board which are coloured, and if you cover it with the right coloured cat, you get one of the special.
The little flags. There's like little flags on the board.
You get all
You're
that.
trying to cover the mouse or mice.
There's a cool little sort of not deck building, but you're sort of like you are drafting cards at the start, and you're trying to make sure you've got enough cages because you can't get a cat unless you've got a cage.
Yes.
So when you're getting cats off the main board, you can choose. You can't get them unless you've got these cages, and these cages are not always there. You've got to sort of build these up. You get a couple of permanent ones, but then most of them are card based.
You can get extra through. There's like broken ones. If you have two broken ones, that makes one, or you can get one full one.
And you can get cards that let you give you permanent ones and stuff like that. So it's good. There's a lot going on. It's a really, really good game. There's tons of expansions that we've never even looked at, which are really cool to try.
Yeah.
But this dropped out of my list because we got the best polyomino game ever made to man.
Yeah.
And that sort of just ruined Isle of Cats a little bit for me, but it still made it my list.
It's still different. Cause it's
it is.
Theming,
And like I said, there is that little sort of weird card drafting element. That's like I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, which is why it's earned its space.
That's 22. Yeah.
That was 22. Yeah.
My number 22 is Red Cathedral.
Okay, this was in my last.
Last
list,
yeah. Red Cathedral was awesome. It's the biggest game in the smallest box that I know that we own. You're building a red cathedral, and the cathedral changes every round, every game compared to it's random and compared to player count. There's like a cool roundel with dice on it, and you're moving the dice around to pick up resources, and then you're trying to just build it as quick as possible before other people to get more points. And there's a really cool mechanic because it's like a slight area control bit. So each part of the cathedral, at the end of the game, whoever owns the most points on it gets to win. But even if someone else builds some, you can then build like fancy bits. So you can build like windows, doors, little statues on top, and you can end up beating them if they own the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good game. We've played this a ton.
Yeah.
This is a game that I could play all the time. I really like this game.
It's good because it's a small box. It comes away with us whenever we go.
Yeah. It literally the box. I think the box is this big, and like components wise, it's got stunning bricks and gems and all rock. There's like all wooden components. There's no cheap cardboard bits in there.
Yeah. When we go on holiday, if we're in the evening when the kids have gone to bed, and we're like, I really fancy a bigger game. That's the one. Like that. That's the one.
The one we take with us because
we have with us. So that's a really good game.
It's my number 22. Where was that in your list?
That was number 31.
Disgraceful, see what I mean?
My number 21 is Raiders of the North Sea.
Oh, okay, we had quite a few similar.
So quite similar, to yours.
Okay. You love this game. You like this game.
Yeah, I really enjoy this game. Worker placement is my favourite mechanic of a game, and
Raiders is a solid one.
It's a good one. Yeah.
We've taught this to a few people. We take this on holiday because this is quite a small box.
Yeah, it's quite.
This isn't a huge box. It's quite a little small box. We've taken this on holiday. Played this with your sister. I think as well. Your sister this. Yeah, we did.
I think so. Yeah.
We did in Portugal. We did.
Yeah.
Just a solid game. We've not really much else to say about it.
No. Yeah,
artwork's really cool. Well, his artwork's always cool, but it's really cool.
Yeah, really enjoy that game.
Right, now it's your 21. The last one, and my 21 is Return to Dark Tower.
Okay.
So, there's not much to say about this. It's just an awesome game. Like, it's one of the best looking games. If you think Everdell's looks good, this is like that tower's awesome.
You can't compare it to Everdell. Everdell is like cute animals and.
This is menacing Black Tower.
This is like a big black tower with like creepy dungeons.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you were to play. If someone like walked in here off the street or walked past us, they would look and go like, "What is that?" Yeah, same as a tree though. Like Everdell
is cool, but you can't compare.
But it has the same thing. It has a big centerpiece.
Yeah.
A lot of board games just are board games. This is a big, ominous centerpiece. But yeah, Dark Tower is amazing. I played with my friend, and it's the first time he ever played a board game that wasn't probably Monopoly, and he literally rang me an hour later. Was like, "Get me a copy." Yeah. It was mad.
Yeah.
But, we loved it. We really enjoyed it. It was one of our first real sort of campaigny games that we really got into. And
yeah, really, really enjoyed that game.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So that was our list of number 30 to 21.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please hit the like and subscribe button, and keep an eye out for our next video, which will be what numbers will it be?
20 to 11.
20 to 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.